Have you ever played a Wii before? Well, statistically, you probably have. For the majority of its time on the market, the Wii came bundled with Wii Sports, which was a perfect game for showing off both what the Wii and the Wii controller could do. It also was perfect for playing with others, as every single sport in the game had a couch co-op option, although you're most likely to be standing up while you're playing these games. Although, what happens when you're not playing this game with others? Well, the game will automatically fill those empty slots with pre-made Miis, and there are 60 of them total featured in Wii Sports. 30 of them are male, and 30 of them are female. While these Miis may seem like filler roles to some, I beg to differ. These Miis have their own lives, their own hobbies, and potentially go on dates? Today, I'm going to be ranking the Miis on how good I think that they would be on a date. Keep in mind that I'm a straight man, so some of my answers may be a little biased. To call the roster a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and get all of the C-tier dates out of the way. Haru looks super sweet, but she is currently under investigation for tax fraud. I don't think she blinks. Saburo is the definition of an RBF. Emma's hair looks like it was painted on. Ashley is a crazy old woman. Some of you may like that. Luca looks both 20 and 60. I can't see through those glasses. Sarah is British. Steph, how can your face be so big but your features so tiny? Hey, I didn't know Lois Griffin was in Wii Sports. Anna looks like she really doesn't want to be here. This is just Edna mode if she went through a midlife crisis. Jesse's favorite color is brown, and that's boring. Emily has a tiny nose and it weirds me out. Naomi, I've just got one question. Who does your Botox? Theo's eyes and his hairline are still practicing social distancing. Sakura seems sweet, but she just looks very tired. Jackie, your glasses are whack. Fumiko looks like my mom, and I don't like that. Tatsuki, also unnecessarily. Yoshi. This you? Sad Japanese man. Now that we've gotten rid of the mid, we can finally get on to the best and the worst. James, what are you doing, man? I could fit a whole novel between those eyes. He's defined at being okay at every sport he plays, which doesn't surprise me at all after looking at him. Going on a date with him would be a lot of you talking and him not trying to screw it up by saying something weird. D tier. Kathleen's cute. Yes, that's how you pronounce it. She's German. She's great at every sport she plays, so you know that she works hard for what she cares about. I feel like she would be a good conversationalist. There's also this guy that likes Kathleen a little too much. A tier. Daisuke looks like the kind of guy to get home from a long day of work to immediately go smoke a joint and play Burnout Revenge on the PS2. But this is a drug-free zone. D tier. Chris spends the entire night asking, oh, do I look okay? Am I bothering you? Do you hate me? He's the embodiment of self-conscious. D tier. Kaiko seems so sweet. She looks like she's just happy to be here, and being optimistic and bubbly on a first date, especially when you don't know the other person well, is a great quality to have. A tier. Alex seems like a pretty chill guy, and I was originally going to rank him pretty high, but then I found out that he was French. Marco is an Italian man with a big nose and a mustache. His name is Marco. Do you see the resemblance? I'm gonna put him in A tier because it's the closest I'll ever get to hanging out with Mario. Nick was the captain of the quick recall team when he was in high school, which means that he'll spend the entire night talking about random facts that he's learned over the years. Might be your thing. B tier. Oscar is the Buzz McAllister to Nick's Kevin McAllister. They are 100% siblings, and Oscar definitely bullied Nick when they were younger, and we don't tolerate bullying here. F tier. Maria scares me. I do not trust those eyes. She would spend the entire night trying to read my poem and predict my future. D tier. A lot of people don't know that there's more to that book cover metaphor. The full saying is, don't judge a book by its cover unless that book is Martin. This man wants your kids. F tier. Kentaro looks like a fun guy. He doesn't just wait for his turn to talk, he actively cares about what you have to say. A tier. Look at this absolute Chad, man. Michael can carry a conversation with just his jawline alone. A tier. Every suspected sighting of Bigfoot was just Ryan hanging out in the park. He's a nice guy, but he's not going to be talking a whole lot. B tier. Shinosuke, man. You look like a good guy, but the one big tooth isn't doing it for me. D tier. Jake might just be the most American man to ever live. He has PTSD in his eyes, and he will spend the entire night talking about his time in Nam. B tier. Andy's favorite pastime is sitting in his front lawn with a Coors Light in one hand and a Budweiser in the other. I'll be surprised if he even shows up to the date. D tier. Rachel is your stereotypical girl's girl. She was captain of the cheer team, homecoming queen, and has dated more people than you have ever met. That doesn't mean that she'll be a bad date, she just might be a bit hard to impress. B tier. She is 100% a serial killer. As user Moyo12344 puts it, evil clown face. F tier. Mike is listed as being from North America, but this is the most French-looking guy I've ever seen. He went to his barber and asked for the Lego cut. This guy will open up his wallet knowing full well he cannot pay for this meal. D tier. Eva is an evil devil woman who will poison your food with Eye of Newt and fly away on her witch's broom. F tier. Misaki seems nice. She's probably really quiet though. You'll end up doing most of the talking. B tier. Also, I know you were wondering, and yes, she does have fan art. Miyu looks like she's 12 years old, so I am not going to talk about her. She is disqualified. Same situation for Lucia, by the way. Sorry, Pierre, that doesn't look like a mole, it just looks like a bullet wound. Call me superficial, but that's not going to stop me from putting him in D tier. Shota's favorite color is brown, and he looks like he got his lips stuck in a vacuum. He exclusively responds with one-word answers. F tier. Abby seems nice. She's not going to make you carry the conversation, but she's also not going to be the only one talking. I do feel it's important to mention the insane hate that she gets on the wiki. Quote verbatim, in tennis, Abby is terrible, being the 5th worst player, making her the worst female player in tennis. In baseball, she is also terrible, being the 7th worst player. Overall, Abby is one of the worst me's in Wii Sports. Jeez, give this poor girl a break. We can't all be LeBron James. A tier. Hiroshi might just be the most hated on man on this list. This poor guy cannot catch a break. He does still live with his parents at 40 years old though, so it makes it hard to see a future with him. D tier. Elisa is cute. She's always got this locked-in face, which makes sense when you learn that she's the champion of tennis in Wii Sports. She's not going to show much emotion though, whether she enjoys the date or not. B tier. Steve was definitely the one in the friend group who got made fun of the most, but it helped him to become a funnier person. This guy is the life of the party. A night out with him would be super fun. A tier. Ren will pick you up, take you to a great restaurant, pay for your meal, take you back home, all without ever saying a single word. Just say something, man. B tier. Takumi looks like he has a steady 9 to 5 and is doing just perfectly in life. He would be a great date if it weren't for the fact that he probably already has a wife and 4 kids. He also looks like Lee Pyung-hun. B tier. Victor has been divorced 3 times. Do not let yourself be the 4th. F tier. A lot of people like Yoko. Like, really like Yoko. I'm sure she's a fine woman. B tier. Can't tell if Tyrone looks more like Lieutenant Surge or Guile. Either way, he's going to spend the entire night talking about how he could have gone pro if it weren't for his bum knee. B tier. Haley is the one who asked you on the date, but only because she was trying to get free food. You will not hear from this woman again. F tier. And last but not least, Matt. Matt is the internet's favorite bald boy who plays a fairly major role in Wii Sports. He's the boxing coach in the 3 different boxing training games, and he's also the champion of boxing, which means that once your skill level has gotten high enough, he's the final me that you face against. He's also notoriously difficult, and if you do manage to beat him, you'll unlock a pair of silver boxing gloves. People absolutely love Matt, and as far as I can tell, there isn't a specific reason for why. People just seem to like his demeanor, his nonchalantness, his chill guy aesthetic. But as a date, keep in mind, this is the Muhammad Ali of the me world. Don't get me wrong, he's probably a great guy, but just know that you will always be overshadowed by your boxing champion boyfriend. Even despite that, I'm still going to put him in S tier. Matt deserves it. Alright, that is the complete ranking of every single me in Wii Sports based on dateability. Do you have any that you disagree with? Please let me know in the comments why Abby should have actually been in D tier. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe so that I can afford a marker that doesn't squeak every time I write with it. That's it for me, and I hope to see you all next week. Take it easy.